Well, hello, this is Rochelle, and thank you for joining me here on the Creative Retreat YouTube channel. Today I'm continuing in the Creative Retreat devotional faith art box for March, which is called Perpetually Enough, and I've absolutely fallen in love with this devotional. It's really, really beautiful, understanding that even our best intentions, it really doesn't change who God is in our lives. So it's not who we are, it really is all about who He is. And He is perpetually enough. So I've used the Sea Aqua and the Sage acrylic paints by DecoArt Americana. The Americana is a very opaque paint, so I don't need a lot, I just need a little for a complete coverage. So I really just put the rest of it aside. I'm taking out my Finetec metallic paints. These paints actually contain pieces of minerals, so they really are that shimmery and that shiny. And so I wanted to kind of recreate this one journaling card, but I wanted it more in kind of the olive sage color with this gold line over it. And then I really loved the Behold title. And so I was going to try and recreate that, see if I had a stencil like that, but in the end just grabbed a ruler and drew some lines with my click pencil, or clutch pencil, not click pencil, same thing. And I just drew some diagonal lines using the ruler spacing as my actual spacing. So I really just wanted kind of the background of that there. And then just using a very fine brush, watercolor brush, and a lot of water with this metallic paint, watercolor paint over the DecoArt Americana to make these diagonal lines where I'm going to do this title. I so appreciate that, like I said, this devotional is absolutely about who God is and not so much about all of my efforts or who I think I should be or can be or want to be or ought to be. We have so many kind of preconceived ideas of what we think we need to do to redeem ourselves, and that's the whole thing, is we don't need to redeem ourselves. We can absolutely trust in who God is. So I'm using an alpha stamp by Creative Retreat, and I wanted a very black ink, so I'm using the VersaFine Onyx black ink, and it's a super black ink, and I'm just using a kind of chamois to clean off my stamps with. And I had all of the good intentions and none of the foresight to have Behold in a straight line. Should have started at the back. I don't know. I was so excited to do this that I really didn't think it through at all. But it's not the end of the world. We can kind of just wing it. And in the end, it doesn't look too bad. So don't be too hard on yourself. We really are so, well, if you're kind of like me, you're so overcritical of who you're supposed to be and what it's supposed to look like, instead of just allowing the time with God to be just that, sitting at His feet and enjoying the time with Him. So I loved, like I said, this title, and I kind of just wanted to recreate it. And so I did that with the stamps and then using some more of the acrylic paint. And like I said, just used way too much. I needed way littler than that. And I used, I think, a poodle skirt pink, and I'm going to use a bit more of a mauve in a minute to kind of add the centers to these flowers. And these flowers are not flowers, they are really just kind of scribbles with paint and a fine brush. That's not supposed to be an acrylic brush, but you know, we had fun anyways. So that's really, I think, what it's about. And today I'm journaling specifically in 1 Corinthians 5 and verse 7, and it says, get rid of the old yeast so that you may be a new unleavened batch, as you really are. For Christ, our Passover lamb, has been sacrificed. So I think that's the key element for me in doing all of this today and going through this devotional, is really that I think in my head I try to be it all, and I try to do it all, and I try to be the best, and not sin, and be a good mom, and be a good wife, and be a good everything else, instead of allowing God to be through me. So I'm kind of wanting to be the whole crucifixion Passover lamb when he has already been sacrificed for me. I don't need to add to that. It has already been done. And so all I really need to do is to make sure that I am not letting the old stuff mess me up on the inside, or contaminate my being by me trying to do it. So let God be God and I am not, and leave it at that. And it's a hard lesson for me to learn, because like I said, I really am kind of trying to be it all, do it all, want it all, etc., etc., instead of understanding that we need to, once and for all, and that's kind of the title, cascading title that I used here, once and for all, understand that perpetual grace. Behold that perpetual grace. That's what it is. God giving us what we don't deserve, and having mercy on us to not give us what we actually do deserve. And so I'm just using a pen to underline my verse. I've stamped my date imperfectly so that I can remember. And then I'm just adding a little bit of gold around the circles that I added on top of the title there. And in the end, I think this may be one of my very favorite pages ever. I really just enjoyed being imperfectly spending time with God and loving it. So thank you so much for joining me. Check out the other girls, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.